relative to how far the economy fell in the Great Recession, this kind of a so-called recovery is pathetic. The further down you go, the more you have to bounce back in order to get on the track you were on before. That's why in 1934, the year after the trough of the Great Depression, the economy grew 8%. The following year it grew about 12%. The following year it grew, our measures are not perfect, but we think it was over 14%. And then in 1937, unfortunately, the people who were the earlier version of the supply-siders won out on the debate. Fiscal and monetary policy tightened. In 1937, we went back into the Great Depression. But nevertheless, what we saw and what we've seen with regard to every recovery is that the trajectory, the speed, the velocity of the recovery is almost always inversely related to how deep the recovery goes. The deeper you go, the faster your recovery should be, because you've got so many people unemployed, you've got so many underutilized resources. Right now, we've got a record number of long-term unemployed. We have young people. The unemployment rate among young people is double the national unemployment rate overall. Even young people with a college degree are having a hard time finding jobs. This is not a recovery. Technically it is, but this is not a recovery. And so the source of the problem is very much tied up with the failure of the middle class and the poor to have enough money in their pockets to turn around and buy. Now when I say this, sometimes people say, oh, wait a minute, isn't that environmentally non-sustainable? Aren't you talking about just buying more stuff? And I want to make sure that you understand the difference between consumerism, that is just buying more stuff, and having enough demand to be able to utilize all of the productive capacities of a country, including people. It doesn't have to be on material goods. It can be on education, it can be on healthcare, it can be on public health, it can be on the environment. I mean, why is it that rich countries, generally speaking, have healthier environments than poor countries? Because they have more capacity. And what we're failing to do, whether we're talking about public goods or private goods, non-material as well as material, is enable the middle class and the poor to have enough purchasing power to keep the economy going.